were just talking about it. Small cap stocks, one of the hottest trades in the market right now. The Russell 2000 index jumped 3.5% yesterday, hitting its highest levels since January of 2022. It's up more than 10% just in the last week, and that is the biggest rally we've seen over a 5-day period, going all the way back for about 4 years now. Joining us right now to talk more about it is Chris Retzler, Needham small cap growth fund portfolio manager. And Chris, what's the genesis? I mean, this is kind of a shift that we've been waiting for quite some time.
As a small cap manager, I've certainly been waiting for a few years here. We're getting to the lower inflation, which is really positive for the expectation of lower interest rates. When that happens, I don't know. But I think what Powell's comments were a couple of months ago was his next move was down, not up. And I think that really was a signal that small caps should begin to work, and we've been able to see that since then. The move the last couple weeks has been very nice. Obviously, small caps are volatile. They don't go up forever. But I think longer term, we're in a cycle that's pretty good for a lot of those companies that have suffered, have underperformed versus a lot of the large cap companies. So we're seeing a broadening of the market. I think that's good for the economy. I think it's good for the country that the small caps are beginning to see some attention.
So the small caps are up 12.8% over the last month. FundStrat's Tom Lee says he thinks this is just the beginning. He said he thinks they could be up 40% over the next couple of months. You agree with that?
It's certainly possible. Small caps are very liquid, and as money flows in there out of the large caps as it comes out, it doesn't take a lot of money to push those stock prices higher, get multiple expansion. In an expectation of lower interest rates, say, over the next 12 months, I think that's very good for the companies. Lower cost of capital that has weighed on companies. They've been able to fix a lot of their inventory issues post-COVID, and that took a longer time because the economy was slowing. I think the economy is still going to continue to slow, but I think we're getting to that, a horizon where it should be a better environment for small caps, and obviously the market prices 6-9 months out, and I think we're beginning to see that.
Within this sector, you like semiconductors and semi-cap equipment. We are seeing some serious pressure on those stocks today based on a few things, something that the Biden administration is looking to do in terms of clamping down even more on what can be sent to China for some of these things. In case of the Trump potential administration, the former president saying he thinks potentially that Taiwan should have to pay for some of the security that they receive from the United States. Does that change your perspective on any of those stocks?
Well, we're certainly in a political environment. So those types of headlines, I think we're going to hear a lot of over the next few months. But longer term, semiconductors are just a bigger part of our life in every way. Automotive, industrial, mobile, PCs, AI, data centers, right? So those are trends, mega trends that are going to be here for a while. I think what he's focused on more is the semi-cap equipment and software that goes into manufacturing it, and pulling back a bit to say, look, we're not going to put our best technology out there to potentially support our enemies out there.
But does that make it a less investable environment for you, or you think that this is just talk at this point?
I think it probably provides an opportunity. Maybe not today you're out buying semi-cap equipment, but if it pulled back enough, the trends are in place. I was just in Semicon West last week in San Francisco, and the numbers that people are talking about on a global basis are quite significant. I mean, Europe is building, Japan, CHIPS Act money is beginning to flow. So there are other opportunities outside of the Asia area where these tools can go.
What else do you like?
We also like military modernization. I think that the amount of money that was spent on the night over Israel is just unsustainable. What's being spent in the Red Sea is unsustainable. So how do we modernize our military that really begins to move forward, that we can take care of these threats? And so I think there's a large modernization program there. I think you also are looking at, a potential resurgence of industrial companies here domestically as we continue to re-onshore. I think power efficiency we need to continue to work on. And then another major program that's coming is the rural broadband build-out, which has money in place, and I think it has bipartisan support. So hopefully that program can continue to push out that development because it just brings America closer together.